Fun. Nice. Hi, everybody. Good morning. It's Spirit Guide. How are you doing? So, thank you so much for finding my channel and finding my live. Um, so today, I just want to. Oh, let me do my intro first. I keep forgetting about my intro. Hi, everyone. I'm Spirit Guide. I am an intuitive. I'm an intuitive, empathic individual. I channel, I'm able to pick up energies. I'm able to pick up scenarios in your life. I can see past scenarios if I'm channeled into you. I cannot necessarily see the future. In some instances, on some of my videos, I have seen the future and I have predicted, and they have come true. So check out my Sarah Boone series, True Crime Tarot, where last year I predicted she would have a plea deal. And I was saying she was encouraged to take her plea deal. However, as Will has, right, we are all of free will. She decided not to. Her energy flips back and forth a lot. So, she's going to be, you know, her ego is the problem with her. So unfortunate. But anyway, so that's just an example of what I do. Um, Hi, how are you? And of course, talking to my neighbors is another thing I do. During live, so it's a thing. But anyway, yeah. So this is what I do. I also I believe in a lot of self healing, healing the inner child, healing past trauma, even healing misunderstandings. When you have misunderstandings with people, it creates trauma, okay? And that goes into your unhealed category. So that's how we all walk around with thinking, this is what this person did, this is what they meant when they did it, and this is how it made me feel, but not having that final conversation or the conversation saying, hey, did you mean this or did you not mean this? So that's a part of how trauma can creep in, and trauma can actually, you know, it can take you off your divine driven path, right? Not understanding what happened or understanding your role in it. So, as a spiritual guide, hence the name Spirit Guide, that didn't go well, or it can be sometimes sometimes as difficult as trying to understand their role in a situation that may not have turned out right. Okay. And I find in speaking with clients in that role they had something to do with either someone's, you know, misfortune. They may have played a role in someone getting harmed or something like that. Those are almost the most difficult clients because it's, as an empath, I can feel their anger, their trauma, their unresolved feelings. Thank you for the likes. I can feel that. So I usually have to work through the feelings in order to help them understand that, yes, you may have played a part in this unfortunate event, but helping them understand that they didn't know they played a part, or they knew they played the part. And that happened with someone recently. She played a part in someone, you know, breaking up with her boyfriend, right? And she came to me, but the part she played was so little. It wasn't like she set it up, nothing. All she did was the boyfriend called her and he asked her a question and she answered yes. But in her answering yes, what she had meant to say was, yes, she was with me or something like that, instead of saying, like, no, she didn't go there. You see, a simple miscommunication like that. And they broke up and it was a whole big mess. I, guided her to understand that, you know, The one slip of a tongue like that is not a mistake. I was like, he came to you for a reason. He should have gone to his girlfriend, but he came to you because I said he was already looking to leave the relationship. He already wanted to leave. So it's like sometimes we have to understand that people will come to us in their dark moments in order for us to shed light. And we don't understand how every word we say, every movement, every decision, it impacts our future and it impacts someone else's future. You have to always remember that we're not here by ourselves. Humans are not made by ourselves. We're just not. Some of us choose to go through life by ourselves, but we're not made to be that way. We have to, our journey, our spiritual journey is to find our other half. That's why people are doing these dating games and everything else. And I feel that Gen X, millennials, X-Lennial, how do I forget myself? X-Lennial. Those three groups are working the hardest to find connection. We really are. And I think it started with Gen X. Because see, with boomers, they didn't have to find connection because there's so many of them. Boomers are really millennials, just at a different time period. So there are so many of them, they didn't have to work hard. So that's where they get the idea of, oh, take your time. Oh, you'll find the right one when you find him or her or whatever. Oh, be patient, because you have to understand at the time when they're growing up, when the boomers, what's that, the 40s and the 50s maybe, and the 60s, right? That's 50s and 60s, right? My mom's a boomer. So in the 50s and 60s, when they're growing up, remember, there's like, what's there, 1 million boomers, literally? So look, that's a lot of people. So you do develop the mindset of take it easy, don't worry, you've got time, you're young. You do, because guess what? You have that many, come on, Pooh. You have that many more humans. Look at where she's trying to go. Look where she's trying to go. We almost got there. Pooh, come on, please. You just pooing today. Little Latoya. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. But think about the time frame. Boomers have grown up when there are many humans to choose. Many humans to choose. We even had wars in their time frame, and there were still a lot of humans after war. Okay? So they have a different mentality. They have a very different, hold on, guys. Okay. They have a very different approach to mate finding. They're very like not pressed about men. They're just like, another one will be here, because there were so many when they were growing up. Then as you moved into Gen X didn't have that many choices because boomers didn't have that many children. Come here. They didn't have that many children. Believe it or not, boomers had kids early. If you look at a boomer and you look at their child is no more than, I would say, 20 years older than them. So that means they're having kids young. They're just not acknowledging that they're having them young, right? So Gen X, there weren't that many Gen Xers. I think Gen X is the smallest group next to Xlennials. Xlennials, that's the group I'm in, is a very small group because it's only a small time frame. It's only like 5 years. So Gen X grew up with the thought of not rushing things. I want a relationship like my mother and father. That's another thing. Boomers had mother and father there. So Gen X grew up very oh, this little girl. Boomers grew up very regimented, very, everything has its place. Think of your grandparents, right? Everything has its place. So Gen X grew up the same way. I call Gen X like the original like grunge kids, like they grew up in an era where it was war in the US, like you had the drug war and all that going on, but they still survived and thrived, right? Then you had Xlennials coming up. Xlennials is a small group, but fun fact, Xennials make up, I think it's 70% of millennial parents. So the smallest group, which is Xennials, that's my group, we were the original teen parents. You know, we were having children at 14, 13, 14. So we were like, you know, my culture says we jumped off the porch. You know, we jumped off the porch. We were looking for relationships. We were looking, Xennials are looking for connections, instant connections, right? So as you go through and you're looking for connection, you're looking to see whoever you want to be with, don't judge yourself by generations. Because you have to understand, when people give you advice, you got to take in context the generation and the time period. Look, we waiting for him now. Look, girl, we not waiting for your friend. Come on. Come on. Thank you. Oh, she trying to get grown on me real quick. But anyway, you have to take into consideration the generation and the time frame people are coming from, right? Right now, this is generation, you guys are Alpha, Z and Alpha. Z and Alpha have really the most difficult time finding their mate because one, we just had a major human event, right, in 2020, and that took some of the population away, to be honest, okay? And the ones that are remaining, now people are being very selective as to who they want because now humankind, hello, how are you? Come here, Pooh. He is not outside. Now it's his daddy, and that means he's gone. So come on. So anyway, so as I was saying, so we just went through a major 2020. I don't think people realize how major that was universally, meaning for the universe, right? 2020, we went through a major, like, I want to call it human selection. That's really what that was. If you made it, then that's it. You made it, right? And I don't want to belittle because I know some people have lost people, but really that's what that was. So coming out of that, you've got Gen Z and Alpha who were coming of age during that time, right? Alpha should have been 7 or 8 at that time. So what's happened is the way Gen Z and Alpha think of human connection is different. It's different than I did as an Xennial, okay? So what happens now is human connection sometimes is difficult to find through the normal routes because human has changed, humankind has changed. Our thought, our priorities, our values have changed since 2020, okay? Humans are not really wanting to be around each other too much. Hi, Leah. Humans are not wanting to be around each other as much. Humans are selective as to who they're around. So it's almost like connectivity is, I don't want to say impossible, it's just a struggle. So in that struggle, as you're going through, make decisions that are very intentional, right? We talked about manifestation yesterday, right? Making decisions that are intentional, that have purpose behind them, because, it's like, I think of it like in my head, like 2020 was like the viral apocalypse. You know what I'm saying? Like we all were trying to survive. And now that we have survived and we're moving forward, now we have to figure out, okay, now I need to regroup. Who do I want near me? What are my values? And before 2020, I can remember valuing, going to a concert, like a live concert, and just hanging out with people I don't know. Since 2020, I don't want to do that at all. That's not what I want to do because that's not where I am anymore. I value more my family. I value those I have close to me. And I value how I'm walking through this life. It's kind of like it was a eye opener. Even though I worked straight through 2020, I worked like a fiend through 2020. I was exhausted. When 2022 hit, I hit a wall. I got exhausted, and that's all she wrote. I was exhausted. But in doing that, you know, what I'm saying is humans are not meant to be alone. We're meant to partner. Now, how we partner is up to us. But I'm not talking about partnering like, oh, I have my mother, my father. No. Humans are meant to partner and to like go off and create their own colonies, their own families, their own homes. So as you're walking through life, and especially today, and I'm going to get ready to let you guys off, as you're going through your day today, think purpose, right? Think, how do your values align with your purpose? Is it the same? Are they together? Do you need to change them? And if you need to change them, start thinking of how you're going to change them and how you're going to reflect that you change them in society. Like, how will I know if I meet you? How will I know what your purpose is in life? How will I know what you're focused on? Some people will be focused on school, you know, getting good grades because they want to get into a really good college. That's good. Some people are focused on a career out of high school. Some people that are professionals, are focused on a raise. Some people are focused on building a family. Whatever that focus is, stay on the course of it. Don't veer from it. Don't get off the path. Once you stay on that path, guess what? That energy is going to call in someone who has complementary values, not the same. You rarely will find someone with the same exact values, because then that's like you're dating yourself or you're with yourself. You're going to find someone who complements you. That's what you want. Someone who, when you need something and you're not sure what you need, maybe you need a hug, the person who is your person will come up to you and hug you for no reason, right? That's the complementary part of relationships. And you know, humans, like I said, we're not supposed to be alone, okay? All right, so I feel like someone needed that for some reason, because I definitely didn't. But I feel like someone out there is like, all right, sorry guys. You know how the Wi-Fi is. Yes, I felt like somebody needs to hear that. We all have to find somebody, and we're meant to be. Thank you so much, Leah. She said the dog is very beautiful. I don't know if you guys can see the chat. I can see it. So I gotta go into my thing. But anyway, all right, everybody. I'm gonna end the stream. And hi, how are you? And I will see you later. Have a blessed and beautiful day. Bye.